Well, you gotta love StreamYard. I guess we're live now. So that's the second time I've loaded a new broadcast, and the only thing I didn't get up in the top right hand corner was that go live button, so I had to do it all over again. Okay, I guess we're good now. Hello, Tennessee Bushcrafter. Hello, Passamaquoddy. Can y'all hear me? I guess you can hear me if I talk. If I'm not talking, you can't hear me, can you? Okay. That's fine. He's got a. Okay, good. It's working. Yeah, he's 5x5. Cool. Yeah, I know Robert's got a lot on his plate. Lot to deal with. The gardening homesteading skills challenge this year. Oh, Shorty's adventures, old ways gardening and prepping. Good evening to you. I may have to try the next stream. I guess might try the other one, melon or whatever it is. Not sure. I don't know what the deal is with StreamYard, but that's the second time that I've tried to go live and they didn't offer that little blue go live button. But yeah, we deleted that just like I did the last time. I deleted the broadcast and I started a whole new one. So that's why we're just a couple minutes late. But at least it's a couple minutes and not like, a couple hours. Yeah. Melon, when I was in some other lives as a guest, I had trouble with Melon. I couldn't get it to load. So everything was good, and then when I clicked to, wait in the basement, it wouldn't. I don't know, it just wouldn't put me in there, so I had to start all over again. Oh, it's been a busy day. Warm day. It wasn't bad. Actually, it was worse in the house than it was, outside. Excuse me. If you were standing still for very long, the sun would burn you, but or just at least get a little bit uncomfortable on your back or whatever. But if you kept moving, it wasn't bad. It was a nice cool breeze. Yeah, trying to recover from the last 2 days, and yeah. Gardening Warrior Q, hello. Yeah, I always stay hydrated, Q. I usually take the coffee cup you always see me use, the one with the blue, looks like somebody splattered paint on it. It's got it's a travel mug, so I put a lid on the top, and I usually have some cold water with me. Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee, sometimes family is, takes the top billing, doesn't it? I've done that plenty of times. I guess we all have been there at some point. We just kind of, okay, that's all right. We'll take care of family first. They're more important these days. But yeah, the house was just done. It was muggy, and I still haven't quite pinned down what the heck is wrong with my AC. So I'll have to take that. I'm thinking I'm going to have to take the motor apart, or at least the squirrel cage off the motor, and try to see if there might be something wrapped around it, because it spins for about 5 seconds, and then it slows down and it starts squealing. So I think something's wrapped around it. Q says, Tennessee Bushcrafter, you should go stand on the defensive stance in your mint patch. That was good. I like that video. So I stayed out of the house as much as I could, but you got to come in and eat lunch, and top off your water, and he just felt so much better outside. And I wanted to do the live tonight outside with the fire going at the fire pit, but man, it is chilly out there, and I don't think I would have had a big enough fire to stay warm. And I didn't collect that much wood. I grabbed enough wood for the live, and I don't think throwing a bunch of firewood right behind my house would set well with the neighbors. They'll probably come up in the middle of the live going, "Oh my God, is your house on fire?" No, I'm just sitting back here, broadcasting on YouTube with my little fire going. Yeah, I think I'm not sure what it was, what the temperature was here. I'm sure it was pretty much about the same, right around the same as yours, Bushcrafter. Sure, it felt, like I said, if you just stood in one place for very long, you could feel the heat on your back. And I did break a little bit of a sweat, but then again, I was working, so. Well, I see chat is in rare, not rare form, but yeah, anyway. Hey, Dillhole, what's up? Kentucky Goblin, what's up, man? 55 degrees, yeah. And there's a bit of a I'm trying to read chat, and I'm saying the words that are on the chat. There's a bit of a breeze, is what I'm trying to say. So there's, it makes it a little bit colder too. South Florida sunshine. How you doing, Carol? Good to see you in here. Yeah, old ways gardening and prepping. I totally get that, and I think that's what I might have done too. It's just maybe. Well, I mean, you got to take advantage of the good weather, right? Because we're in that time of year. I don't care where you live in the U.S. You're going to get so many days of rain, so many days of sunshine. So you have to take advantage of the nice weather when you can. So you hear crunching back there. That's not the possum at my door eating cat food. That is a cat eating cat food. I'm gonna have to put that possum video up on my channel sometime. I filmed a possum eating the cat food outside. I usually leave a bowl of cat food out there, and I opened the back door. It was right there, not even a foot from me, eating out of the cat food dish, sitting on the steps. One of the cats walks by, stops. The possum and the cat look each other in the eyes, and the possum goes back to eating again. It's like, I don't really care. This is my food now. And he or she was just, I mean, it was like just the loudest crunching you've ever heard. Nah. I could go out their old ways and stand like a couple feet from them. They don't. They really. I think they've just been around people so long just don't really care. Um, Plus, this is a younger possum, so it probably doesn't have the sense that the older one does. The older one will run away when I come outside. Um, the raccoon, I don't know. It'll put like 8 or 10 feet between me and it, but it'll still sit out there and just stare at me. And I get the oddest looks from that raccoon if I talk to it. You sniffed what? Whose feet are those? And the description says answering questions no one asked. Just try to have a little fun with it. Yeah, I don't know, Carol. I mean, that's a good possibility, but I've seen both the possum and the cats, and the possum or the cats and the raccoon all in the same location, and nobody looked like they wanted to kill each other. So it's kind of weird. Did someone come in that I missed there? Wait a minute. Y'all, Corn Fed Life. Howdy. Good to see you in here. Thank you for partaking in this crazy live. Earlier, this single engine plane flew over, and I didn't have time to look it up to see what it was. But that guy, he must have realized that he had to have some power to get over these hills, and he sounded like he was full bore, just wide open and flying low. I'm used to hearing all these jets and planes and stuff fly over my house, but this one sounded like, yeah, I mean, my neighbor Kentucky Goblin even heard it. That's how loud that thing was. Hello, Joe, Garden State Gardener. Good evening to you. The Ubering Maniac. Are you working tonight, Joe, or give yourself a day off or evening off? Oh, God, I hope it's not a rabid raccoon. We'd all be in trouble. No, it's just a fat raccoon. Pretty little thing. That's for sure. But her chubby as all get out. I don't know how it moves as fast as it does, but it just I don't know. I love nature and love animals, and I might be taking my chances one day. Catch that raccoon in a bad mood. It might be a little different. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool, Corn Fed. Yeah, Tennessee is the level higher than Kentucky. I love Kentucky, don't get me wrong, but Tennessee, wow, Tennessee is an amazing state. So if you choose to live there, I do believe you're going to like it. Yeah, I'm not going to try to tame them to a whole. I let them do their thing, and they let me do my thing, and it probably doesn't hurt that I feed them on purpose. So, and not always. Sometimes I have leftovers and I throw them out there or something, but for the most part, They're pretty docile. That's what surprises me about them. But the older possum, it doesn't like to be around people. This younger one, might be about a year old or so. I'm guessing here, but it doesn't seem to mind being around me. You know the truth behind the tick eating lie. Do tell. We'll share a link out here in just a minute. Had a well, we have those here too, Tennessee. Actually, it's getting better. Quite a few of them been hauled off to jail, and one or two of them might be seeing worse than jail. So things are getting better in this valley, but I'm sure it's still there. It's just not as noticeable now. Yeah, corn fed. I'm in central Kentucky. I'm about like an hour and a half from Lexington. 12 miles from everything. Not that I'm complaining. I don't like big towns. I like to visit big towns and then try to get home as quick as I can. I'm just not. I just don't like all the noise and the traffic and the people. And it's too people-y there. Cats are wound up. The kittens are like nuts. You'd think I gave them some catnip or something. They are nuts tonight. I hope they settle down before I decide to go to bed. Yeah, corn fed, totally get that. And, I'm not a very political person. Um, I there's a lot of things in Kentucky going on that I don't agree with, and I try not to talk about politics on the channel. And my viewers, you included, are allowed to, you can always voice your concerns and your opinions about every state. I'm not going to censor you, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of our governor, and I think we've got somebody that's going to be in there and take his place. It's going to be a whole lot better, I hope. Let's just hope that the powers behind the curtain don't decide to get their claws into this new one. Yeah, I'm not that deep south. I mean, I don't consider Kentucky that deep, but close enough. Uh, not sure how many my county seat has, or my county. Yeah, uh, Liberty, Kentucky is just like a hole in the wall. That's where my county seat is, but um, it's about 13, 14 miles south of me. And I try not to go there. Population of Danville, Kentucky, somewhere over 10,000, but it's not as big as, say, Lexington, Kentucky, or Louisville. And then you have Stanford. Stanford's nearing. I'm just guessing here. I think well over 10,000 people. It's getting to be a pretty busy place. And then Lebanon to the west of me. Now we'll just not get into that. That place is probably on the list of places you don't want to live in Kentucky. See, it looks like you got a fan there at least. You got one vote there. Yeah, politics is a dirty business, and it just depends on whether you want to stay dirty or not. If you become a politician, I don't know what happens after you become a politician, but I've seen a lot of good people just turn into a mess, and seems like they're answering to somebody else, and that's when they see the corruption. Dixieland Homestead. I haven't seen you in this channel, but I appreciate you being here. Welcome. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. I think the sharing option or present option in StreamYard could be better. If you could specify that you're going to show pictures, then there should be a button specifically for that. Well, that's just me. And that's not what I'm looking for. We'll find it here. Oh, silly me. I'm looking for a photo that's on my phone still. Okay. Well, all right then. We'll do that. Yeah, you're right, Tennessee. Main differences in Kentucky and Tennessee. Tennessee has no income taxes. We have a right to work state, which isn't all that great. Kentucky's a commonwealth. They tax everything in your yard, whether it runs or not. Yeah. And if it doesn't run, you have to turn the plates in. Kentucky Goblin, yeah, it must be because mine, and plus my cat slept all day, so they have all that pent up energy, and now they're just releasing it. God, kittens can be messy too, knocking things off the counter. Let's see here. There's a link to StreamYard. Blah, 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 blah. Well, we like fun facts still. Yeah. Yeah, they also have attitude, Joe. They just they'll look you square in the eye. You'll say, "No, don't knock that off the table." And they'll just stare you cold in the eye as their paw knocks it off the table. They just don't care. Well, Carol, I mean, why would you want to go do that? Kick yourself out. Have you been bad? I'm seeing the little avatar bounce when these cats are. Yeah, cats are killers in their own minds. Mine want to the kittens still haven't quite mastered the ability to jump from the floor to a table. So the kittens want to climb my pants leg to get up here to the table where I'm at, or to get in my lap to sleep. And it's usually when they want to get in my lap to sleep, it's when I want to get up and do something. If you look dead, your cats will eat you. That's a disturbing thought, Q. If the kittens weren't so little, I'd let them outside, but um, some predators out there would scoop them up. Yeah, Kentucky Goblin is my neighbor. He's just right up the road. Much better neighbor than a lot of people I've had as neighbors. Much, much, much better. Like-minded. You know, I could rearrange my house, buy a bunch of cameras, and just have live stream 24/7, and these kittens tear my house apart. I mean, I'd certainly get some watch hours. Uh-oh. Nah, don't let it go to your head, Kentucky Goblin. Anyone else noticing the hazy smoke from the wildfires? Noticed a little bit here. Hey, keep it down over there. We're trying to broadcast here, kiddies. Yeah, yeah, there you go, old ways. Yeah, they figured me out. Darting Warrior Q, you have bad air quality. That's not good. Yeah, what oh god, what I have to look that up. There's a place I believe it's in Canada where the carbon monoxide levels were dangerously high. It was in a concentration of, it was concentrated in one area. Uh, yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, it was on a. I know it was on a video that I watched, but I'm not going to play someone else's video because I'm not sure if that counts as copyright or not. All right, Dill, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Not a honey badger. That's not funny. Almost Aquarius. It's good to see you, buddy. Glad you stopped in. Neapolitan ice cream. Yes, please. No, Q. I didn't slobber on any seeds. Promise. Oh, goodness. But I do smell that honeysuckle. If I take a deep breath, I can smell that honeysuckle outside. It's right outside my window. But it's a flower, so that's legal, right? That's I'm not going to get penalized, am I, for smelling something that's on the other side of the wall? Arks Homestead, good evening. Gardner Josh, good evening to you. What, wait, convicted? No. Can't you? No, just the title. I mean, it's really not. Okay, maybe it's right on the verge. Let's see. Let's see. We could do. We could just. Let's see here. It's a very generic title. A better title. No, no. Just didn't really feel like turning the light on, so it's pretty dark over here. It was. I've been fighting a slight headache all day, and it's seems to be affected by light. I can't. I can't wait for some tomatoes come off the vine. Really, I can't wait for lettuce. It's been a while since I've had a good salad. It'd be even better if it came out of my own garden. Hell of a lot cheaper, that's for sure. Oh, gardening warrior Q. I tried nasturtium. It's interesting. I would definitely add it to a salad, but I don't think I would eat copious amounts of it at once. But not bad. It wasn't the flowers, just the leaves. Uh I know Kentucky Goblin, but I don't know. Q asked that question. I had to answer it, I suppose. I'm not gonna do any lives naked. It's not my shtick. I can't take that. That's Homestead Aquarius' stick. I can't take that away from him, and kind of I kind of try to be original. I'm not going to start naming this live Sun Yay. Yeah, nasturtium leaves are really good. I didn't, that's the first time I ever tasted them. They were not bad. It would be a nice addition to a salad. Oh my God, Q. There you go. See, Tennessee bushcrafter, you're exactly right. I can't be taking chances with with the unmentionables. You know, it's just not an option. Make it in the afraid in the garden. Oh, dude, you know, if they're paying attention, you probably just gave what was that did that show? Was it Discovery? You know, if they're paying attention, you probably just gave them an idea for another show. Naked and afraid in the garden. I hear you, Carol. All right, Joe. Have a good night over there, Garden State Gardener. Bob. It is the Bob. How you doing, Bob? Kentucky Goblin says, "Can you imagine them planting corn?" Uh, Only the farmer's daughter. It's the only the farmer's daughter.com. It's kind of like a spin-off of OnlyFans. only the farmer's daughter. Dang it, might be a new website, a new dating site. Only the farmer's daughter. It's always been 942. It's always been Bob 942. I have seen like on other channels sometimes, but not through StreamYard, just regular YouTube chat. I have seen some of the names with the numbers at the end, those odd numbers that when you get your at uh, handle, you know, like say at South Florida Sunshine, some of them were given like numbers on the end, so it throws people off. Oh, shows up as Bob in channel. I've never seen that Q. I don't know. Bob, I hope you're doing well, you and the missus. And the son. So anyone paying attention to the news? Specifically, you know, just odd things like, well, I don't know, the crap over in UK, or not UK, but Ukraine and Russia. Certainly a mess over there. Not that America isn't dealing with some really off the wall stuff here lately, but I don't know. You can only take so much of the bad news, but on the other hand, you need to keep an eye on it. Yeah. 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 So, Bob's watching the news out of Pacific and the Philippines, or Taiwan and the Philippines. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you probably get a better grip on what's really going on over there. Yeah, well, Bob, I don't know. There's been in on different channels, and um, I don't watch regular news. I don't watch TV, but um, apparently Ukraine had some spent uranium shells, and of course these are the same things that were used in Iraq or Iran. I'm sorry. Um, so Russia said no. That's you're not going to use those against my tanks or anything else, and so they blew up some of those with their hypersonic missiles. And the odd thing about it, I saw the live, not the live, but the recording of the explosion at those depots, and it looked like a nuke, even though it wasn't a nuke. Clearly, it wasn't a nuke because it wouldn't. That would have been all over the news if it was. Yeah, yeah. Both sides are guilty of stuff. I mean, it's not going to be one or the other. You're absolutely right, Homestead Aquarius. If we pay more attention to what's going on here and try to make it right. Because really, that's what we need to be. We need to be more concerned with our country, what's going on here, and surely that stuff over in Russia and Ukraine. I'm sure that's going to trickle on down, eventually. But I really don't want to look that far ahead. Hugo Homestead, hello. Yeah, I'm not, Carol. I try not to kick up anyone's anxiety, and I don't want anyone to have any fears because of what I may have brought up. That's not it's not my intention. I just think that, we at least need to know what's going on around us, obviously. Because if what's the point of us trying to prepare for, what are we preparing for? I mean, it could be anything really, man-made or natural. Oh yeah, I got you, Carol. I understand. Well, right? It was we were, some of us were. Some of you are older than me that were around during the end of the Cold War. And then right after the Cold War, a lot of that still lingered. Some of the fears of war and the consequences of war was still kind of lingering even after the Cold War ended. Yeah, Homestead Aquarius. That's how they do it. They will overload you, and then it gets to the point where, because it seems like there's more money and making a big deal about the negative stuff, and just maybe put one or two, just sprinkle a few good, feel good, the feel good type stories in there. You're starting to see less and less of those. Now that sounds cool. Huga Homestead, a cargo trailer camper conversion. Now that's an undertaking right there. I was just saying to Kentucky Goblin the other day, hey Bob,
Hello.
I would love to convert a U-Haul. I would live in that U-Haul. It'd be my camper. It'd be my home. What'd you do today, Bob? That you can disclose without.
Oh yeah, just well, we got a project fixing up the handle on this $8 used potato digger thing, potato rake thing.
Oh, cool.
Reworking the handle because it's got a lot of dry rot on it. So that's one of the projects I got going on. I'll get it squared away, but
oh yeah, ain't nothing but a thing.
Nothing to it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's back when they put some craftsmanship into their metal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of folks buy gardening tools and they don't take care of the wood, and they'll hang it up in their shed for years and years and years, and the wood dries out and it begins to decay. That's where this one's at.
Yeah.
Like
I've got
these large cracks in it.
So. Oh yeah, that actually looks like my shovel right now. I've got a composite.
Mm-hmm.
A composite handle on mine, and I could still use the shovel, but you hear that little, you feel a little bit of give, and you hear that little bit of crack, and you think, cracking. Oh, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up on my butt here in a minute. You got to kick that shovel with your foot, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show on video how. Like these deep cracks, how you stop drill the crack and then plug it with a dowel and on both ends so it won't continue to crack. Yeah. Things like that. Yes, that's what I'm working on. Probably be about a 4 or 5 piece video. Cool. Yeah, use boiled linseed oil. There, Tennessee. That's the best stuff I've ever found. Because it kind of well, it nourishes the wood, but it also makes it a little bit flexible, a little bit. All my
Mhm.
wooden hammer handles and all of them have been done with the boiled linseed oil.
Carol, I live right next to a great big ass rock. Half the valley is rock.
Mhm.
I pray that none of them come loose one day rolling down the hill. But yeah, it's yeah, absolutely. You have to be able to turn it on and off at will.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to be overwhelmed, and
Yep.
it's gonna take over, and that's when fear sets in.
And that's what they feed on. That's how they control you, man. It's through fear. Yep. I pay attention to a little bit of local news, Seattle, Tacoma, and the thing there. I don't know if the bill passed through the state house or not, but they were looking at funding for more incarceration or more rehabilitation. So they were at an impasse there for a while, and so I'm honestly hoping that they put a lot more money into rehabilitation than incarceration, because incarceration doesn't work. You know,
Also, there's only so much room in a jail or a prison.
that's why a lot of times they'll release them. You know, they should be in a county lockup, but there's no room for them. And they've tried a lot of different things, Barry, like decriminalizing the narcotics and the amphetamine, and that's still the county lockups and the state prisons are full. And so I hope that they put a lot of money into being able to help these people, because locking them up, as soon as they get out of jail, they go right back to where they were at before.
Yeah, sure. Because it's just a temporary
It is.
setback for them.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, because the addiction and that frame of mind is still there, and they go right back to
Yeah.
what they were doing. Good to hear that, Hulga.
And I think what Hugo's talking about there, I think that the younger generation, if people can get them interested in the old ways of doing things, like preparing and you know um, canning and preserving foods, growing their own foods, I think that they would. I think they would benefit from it. At least they would learn some skills that if things really got bad, they wouldn't be going, "What do I do now?" Instead of staring at their phone looking for an answer.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that needs to be looked at is a video game and phone addiction,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's hindering a lot of people from being able to do any kind of preparedness or gardening or anything else. They're spending their entire life in front of a laptop or on their phone.
Yeah.
I saw that with my nieces overseas. This is just how they are all day. Literally like that all day, every day. You know, it's sad, but
Yeah. Well, old ways. A lot of that also has to do with their upraising. I mean, if they're brought up in a family like that,
mm-hmm.
that's all they knew.
Plus the last 2 years of lockups and stuff like that, lockdowns. That really affected the younger people being closed in their houses. You know, That didn't do my
Well,
daughter
I
any
mean,
good.
they hit us right where they wanted us, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And it's still going on today.
Mhm.
When I called Kinetic about my internet here a couple weeks ago, they're still working out of their homes. I said, your office is noisy. And she said, my office is at home. And I said, you're still working out of home? And she said, yeah, most of us are. And I said, wow.
Yeah.
Because the last time that I had any kind of problems with my internet was when I was on that DSL, and that was a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
That's when we were all in lockdown. And apparently it's more cost effective to have people work out of their homes. Now they still have to pay them, but they're not paying overhead or insurance for a building.
Yeah.
Which makes money sense. That makes money
It does.
sense to
It
me.
does.
But on
Yeah.
the other hand, it's kind of weird. It's hard for me to.
You don't have any human interaction.
Yeah. You don't have any. Like, do you know what Joe said today when we were at work? You
Yeah,
you
none
don't
of
have
that.
the conversation anymore. It's
Mhm.
just. This is what my kids. This is what my kids did today while I was at work. Where do you work? At home. Oh, okay.
Well, I heard something on local news that they during all the lockdown, Amazon it was in downtown Seattle, which is less than an armpit. It's just fetid, and a lot of the employees were being assaulted going in and out of work and being robbed and beaten and stuff. And so during this time, most of them were working from home, but I understand that they moved their building to another location, a safer location, and they're forcing them to come back to work, come back in.
Wow.
Yeah, which I think
In the building.
yeah, I think for mental health for their employees, that'll be a lot better for them, really.
Hey, Gear. Yeah, I know some places here in Kentucky that would benefit from being moved to a better place. There's a place called Sykes. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're basically a call center, and they handle a lot of companies, big companies. And the one Sykes in Eastern Kentucky is out in the middle of what used to be a corporate park. Well, the park is pretty much dead now, and Sykes is pretty much the only thing there. And I would just feel, really, I felt uncomfortable when my wife was working there because I knew that she had to come out there in that desolate place and get into the vehicle to get home.
Yeah.
So, and she even said it was creepy, and and she watches horror movies like nobody's business, but she said that was creepy, and asked me to come pick her up instead of her driving home. So, so that she would have somebody there instead of because anything could happen. I guess they could stop you. Wait till you get in your car and stop you somewhere.
Yeah.
This place is away from everything. 20, 30 minutes away from help. So, places like that would benefit from being more closer to town as far as keeping their employees safe.
Or having at least one armed guard around.
Yeah. They didn't
at least one. Yeah.
Didn't even have that. You had to have this badge. I think this badge signed you in.
Yeah.
Kind of like the keys that you get. That's a card. And you slide it at a hotel.
Yeah.
Let you into your room. These would let you into the store. Into the building. If you didn't have that, you weren't working. And,
yeah, that's how it is at one of the places at Mrs. Works. Swipe your badge to open up all the doors and stuff like that, and The only time they had a guard on duty at one of the locations was when some state inspections were going on. You know, and as soon as state inspections were over with, they terminated the the guard service. Oh yeah, it was all
Oh, that
window
was
dressing.
brilliant.
It was all window dressing, Barry. That's all it was. Was just window
Yeah.
dressing. You know.
It's too peoply outside. I agree, Carol.
Yeah. But they I told you guys a story before. The 3 different times, you know, my wife carries a 9, and that saved her butt out on the parking lot late at night. 3 times. No, once was during lunch during the day, and then twice was at nighttime. She had to use her 9mm to save her own ass. You know, was that this one clinic she works at sometimes has got a lot of green belts around it, and it's full of the addicted. And you know, those folks will take any opportunity they can get.
I was like 5 sneezes in a row.
Well, okay.
Ugh. I feel like my neighborhood is slowly, without actually saying it, is moving towards a state like a sustainable island. You know, in a way, I'd like to know who else is you know, like-minded in my area besides Kentucky Goblin, which is a good friend of mine, Bob, up the road here.
Okay.
But just for security purposes, who in my area understands what we're up against in the future, as opposed to the ones who aren't. So I knew which ones to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because this dude over here, he's not doing anything, so he's going to be knocking on your door. Well, that one over there is going to be taking care of him, you know, of his family.
Yeah, I've kind of got my neighbors kind of sorted out like that just by observing. We live in a cul-de-sac, which is a very good thing.
Yeah.
And it's not a very long cul-de-sac, but at the intersection end of it, one side of the road is a great big concrete ditch, so that's a bonus. If we had to, we could park a couple of cars across the entrance, you know, if we had to.
Mm-hmm. In a lot of ways, this valley has proven itself as a safe place, and the reason I say that is because of we were under a tornado warning here a few days ago, and conditions were pretty good for one to drop, but your chances of one dropping in a valley are really, really slim, but it can still happen.
Oh yeah.
If it does, Lord, you know, Lord help us all, because it will tear up everything, because it's just a funnel down, you know, just basically funnels that storm right down the middle. But these ridges have, for the most part, every time we've been in a tornado warning, we've gotten the storm, we got the rain, we got the wind, but we didn't get the tornado. And there have been plenty of times when, like, right over the next ridge over, or on the other side of the ridge, one has dropped.
Ooh.
You know, or they got the straight line winds, which are just as bad, if not, and at times worse than a tornado itself. But as Kentucky Goblin and I were talking on the radio a while ago before the live, that we never really, and he never really gave this any thought until I brought it up. And I said, you know, better just better be praying that we're not affected by an EMP here, because we're in the flight path, or several flight paths of airliners. I absolutely hate to have to try to find cover while one's, crashing out of the sky.
Surprise.
Yeah, and they're all, and they all follow the same pattern. So yeah, so just imagine in your head, you stood up some dominoes. You knocked the dominoes over.
Yeah.
But each one of those dominoes, instead of just falling in front of the other one on top of the other one, they fell 5 miles apart in a row. Could you imagine?
Oh, no.
It just,
No.
Your namesake falling out of the sky, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look, this one says Bob 942 worked on it.
Yeah, it does. It has my signature underneath the insulation blankets on the structure. Yeah.
And I joked with him. I said, yeah, everyone else will be picking that thing, and I'm just going to be taking the fuselage and making me a house out of it.
There you go.
But in all seriousness, it actually hit me. It actually hit us both. We were like, oh my God. It's something no one ever talks about, but it's very possible.
Well, they make quite a mess when they hit the ground, because they're bigger than what they look like. You don't realize how big a commercial airliner is until you stand next to the tires.
Yeah.
When you're at an airport and you're looking out the window, and it's kind of deceiving, but when you're on the ground underneath one of them, like, oh, this is a big piece of metal flying at 400 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennessee, you make a really good point. We're both in a fallout region. Depends which way the wind's blowing, I suppose, but still,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 20 to 30 at a time. I mean, I watch them sometimes, and it, like I've said before, on lives before, that I could tell you when a UPS flies over here.
Oh yeah.
FedEx, it's weird because FedEx aren't as loud as a UPS. So I'm saying probably the UPS is quite a bit more loaded down than FedEx.
It could be.
Which is odd because
probably different models of airplanes too.
Yeah,
because they look real similar in the air. 2-engine aircraft. But
yeah, I'm not sure. I would assume that they're flying some of the older Boeings, but I know UPS is. I want to say 737.
Well, the UPS in the 90s, I think it was, ordered a whole bunch of 757s. They're a narrow-bodied, long airplane. I mean, a bunch of them. And they probably switched over to the 37s because they got the 900 model 37. That's a big old airplane. Yeah. But like a in flight, a 737 57 looks like a 67, but a 67 is much, much, much bigger. It's a wide body. It's an enormous beast, So that might be one of the reasons why they sound so much different, because the airplane structure is a lot different.
Yeah, I need to catch up. Well, I need to catch them flying over and just set up this good. I've got some really nice microphones and a mixing board, and I'll just record that one day. It's unreal. Just and it's not deafening. Don't get me wrong, it's not deafening. It's just the ridge blocks most of the sound, but once they clear that ridge, that sound is released, and it's just like all at once. And it's really just something you need to hear.
Surprise!
Yeah.
You can hear those engines grind, and
you hear them kind of throttle down a little bit, and you go,
yeah.
It just sounds like a turbo
Hmm.
turbo
You know,
190.
what really shakes my place is that those Chinook twin engine helicopters that the Army flies, and
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
fly over here going to Fort Lewis, Washington, and man, those things rattle your windows, dude.
yeah. If you're standing outside, if they're low enough, you can feel it in your chest too.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
You got these kids out here with car stereos that damn near give you a heart attack. You haven't lived until you stood by one of those Chinooks while they're running.
Hmm.
They just, I mean, when they fly, actually, the sound is different because that sound is actually above you. And as I've said in the past, when my kids were here, they actually one flew low enough that the people actually could see us waving at them, and they waved back.
Oh,
Which
that's
was
cool.
really my kids were just tickled. They were like, "Oh my god, is it the Army?" I said, "Well, it's Air National Guard."
Yeah. Hmm.
And they were like, "That is so cool,"
Hmm.
you know. And I've had two of them, two at a time fly over here, and it's just mind-boggling how loud they get. Uh, there's a Sikorsky Blackhawk that flies over Kentucky. It just makes a lot of runs back and forth, north to south,
Hmm.
all day long. I'm sure they're doing either some kind of training or something official, but that helicopter gets a lot of use. And I know it's the same one because it's the same call sign. I just find it odd that everything bigger than a Sikorsky blocks their call letters. They either say no call sign or it says blocked. And
Huh.
but I've been watching a lot of them. A lot of the heavy stuff that they use for communications, the subs and stuff, have been flying out to the Atlantic. So yeah, we know what they're we know what they're doing. They're relaying messages, but
Yeah.
it's good to see them out there doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, C-130s. I think I've told Bob about that. That they flew over here. They were so low that you could count the rivets. It was just mind boggling. They were so low. I'm like, this is a valley.
Huga mentioned about we get some of the county sheriff's helicopters circling around once in a while, and the helicopters that really are screaming is the life flight helicopters,
Oh yeah,
because most of this area is undeveloped, it's remote, and somebody way out there gets hurt, and they'll pick them up by helicopter and scream them up to Seattle to Harborview, which is a trauma center. And
yeah,
dude, get out of the way. Those
yeah.
things
That's
just
I think
haul ass.
ground speed is well over 200 miles per hour.
Hmm. They
But
just haul ass,
yeah, they're you thought Airwolf was badass.
man. Uh-huh.
You look at
Uh-huh.
one of those life flight helicopters. They will flat get it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I was saying at the beginning of the live that there was a small single engine plane flew over here, and he must have realized he was too low or something. Boy, he sounded like he was just pouring to it, and it was loud. Which normally they're not. They're just a
Yeah.
normal level, but this guy sounded like he was just. I mean, it sounded like a gigantic bee up there. Whoa! I said, "Holy
Hmm.
crap!" That
Yeah.
reaction.
Huga. I know that Boeing had a facility in somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think it was, that made those flying ambulances, the helicopters, and the tail opens up so they can load a stretcher in, straight in, just walk right in and get somebody in there and close it up and fly. And I looked into some of the requirements for like being a flying nurse on those helicopters. They get paid big, but the requirements are staggering. Wow, because they've also got to go through all kinds of survival courses, sea landing, crashing in the water, and on, and survival out in the wilderness. And I seen on the news a couple times these nurses that came out of there in their flight suit. Man, these ladies were fit. They were physically fit, dude.
Oh yeah, I'd say they
they were
were.
they were strong, man. Nice thick legs and stuff. And that's what made me look into it. And why are these flying nurses looking so good? It's like, oh, they got to have all these athletic requirements.
Hey, a woman in uniform,
And
not
those
gonna knock it. Not.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I remember I like those flying nurses and the women flight crews in the Air Force. They get out of the cargo planes and the bombers, and there'd be women with them, and they were all physically fit too. And I remember the smart girls would take those. They wear a flight suit. It's like a pair of coveralls. They take them down and get them tailored in. Oh, honey, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the state police in Kentucky, when they have a few females on the force, oh Lord, it make me want to, be a good boy all the time. But I
Uh-huh.
don't know, if you're bad and one of them's working, at least you get to see these little eye candy before you go to jail.
Yeah.
It's like, there you feel that uniform just perfect, woman.
Yeah, I remember that with a lot of the ladies in the Air Force. They would. It was before we were wearing BDUs. We wore just flat green uniforms, and a lot of the ladies did not buy the female trousers, the female pants. They buy the male pants, and they take it down to every air base had a seamstress on it so that they could sew the stripes and the patches onto your uniforms. And they take them down to there and then have them fitted. And because these girls are in their 20s and they're in good shape, man, no, they look good. They look good. They turned all the guys' heads. Like when they get them all tailored in, and like, oh boy, look at
Absolutely.
that. Well, yeah, Larks. They did get to move around in tight spaces, but also, well, these young ladies, the flight crews and all that, and the airmen on the ground, they're also single, and a lot of ladies go into the military and they want to find a fella. What better way to find a fellow than show off the goods?
Absolutely. And I have to admit that Kentucky has one sexy looking police cruiser. The state police do. It's a really nice. It's a Charger. Really nice. Our colors are blue,
Mhm.
and these are like a metallic flake, silvery kind of bluish look, and it's just a badass looking car. I would love to have one. Uh, hang in there just for a minute. Let me go use the facilities. I'm not checking for water leaks. I'm just going to use the bathroom because I'm not. I'm not John. I don't have a bunch of plumbing leaks. I'm trying to draw him out, but I guess he's probably sleeping. But I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Kentucky Goblin. They do have weight limits on for flight crews. You know. Yeah, that's true. Lark's Homestead-ish. What state do you live in? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Well, we had 2 days of bright sunny weather here in Seattle area. 2 days, and now it's down to what 56 degrees and windy and getting cold again. We'll probably get nailed with a bunch more rain coming up, I suppose, but it's the way it is in Seattle. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I got lucky tonight. Mrs. made some beef casserole dinner. She followed a recipe she found, and oh my God, she made just a huge amount. It's enough to feed me for a couple of days while she's out working. You know. We had a visitor come over today. One of the ladies that goes to church with my wife, and she works for a charity that for donated clothes, and my wife donated some of her clothes and stuff to her, and I really enjoyed showing off all the flowers in the garden and stuff here. And this is the first time she'd been over to our house, and she's a Filipina also, same with my wife, and I can always tell the Filipino ladies who are married to an American because of their English. Very clean English, just like my wife. Yeah. Okay, Q. Good night, darling.
Oh, good night, Q. Hey, we have somebody in the basement.
The Bisbent.
Hello,
The
welcome.
Oh,
I feel welcome. How are
the
you?
little Florida hottie.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but thanks, Bob.
good night, Q.
Sitting
Yeah,
there.
cute.
I was cleaning out. I'm looking for my label maker. I have one, an old label maker, and
A
yeah,
demo?
yeah, I think it's a no, it's a brother. It's the brother
Oh.
with the tape that comes out, and
Mhm.
it's not the dimensional Dymo. I might get the Dymo though if I can't find it. Cindy sent me somebody who was selling one of those, and I was like, maybe. Malachi
Yeah.
might like that it's textured though, and then rip it off all the things that I label.
Oh man.
But those usually stick pretty good. No, but I found one of my old markers that I made for my original garden like 10 years ago. So I'm putting some outdoor Mod Podge on it. This is the outdoor version for those
Oh, okay.
crafters in the
Mm.
you're handy, Bob. It's one of those things that if you're doing arts and crafts, if you don't spray something, like you can spray it though too, and that's simpler. But it's my little watermelon marker for hopefully I'll plant some watermelons.
So it's the green color can. I've got Mod Podge, but mine is like orange or red. And I
That's
noticed
yeah, I
that's
have
That's
that one.
indoor only. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it is. I think so. I haven't looked at my bottle lately, but I specifically got this for these a long time ago. It's so my Mod Podge is so old. It's like you could turn it.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah. It's turning into a solid.
It's turning into a solid. It still
Mhm.
works though, and I can probably add some water to it because it's usually you can get it going again with a little bit of water. We used to use it for paper mache for doing the final coat on paper mache with the kids after they
Mhm.
painted it. Oh boy, everybody was high that week when we would get Mod Podge is some stuff, man. It's got whew,
It's strong. Yeah.
it's strong. It's
Mhm.
worse than I would say it's worse than the cement, the liquid cement that it gave us. It's close to that, but not as strong as liquid cement. Oh, good night, Q. Love you, honey.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job with all, putting up everybody's channels and stuff. We have a small messaging group for the ones that are in
Mhm.
it's not a competition. I always say that. The gardening challenge, gardening and homesteading challenge. Oh my gosh, Bob, you should see what Old Ways just pulled out tons of gorgeous garlic out of her beds.
Oh,
And
cool.
And she made the beds she took apart a trailer and used the siding, and it looked just as nice. Like when when the garlic was growing, you could see the garlic scapes.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell that she didn't buy those beds like online. They look like an online bed. So pretty.
Nice.
So
Nice.
pretty. But yeah, she's worn out too. Her and I both I took my potassium and magnesium. That's what she did, and she reminded me, thankfully. So that's what I went and did, and it's helping. Ooh, I was so sore. I prepped 2 more beds today, and I was just topping off the last bed, and I used Kellogg's organic potting soil mix to top it off because it has, food in it already and everything.
Mhm.
And down below it, what I did on the bottom was the Kellogg's raised bed mix, the organic, and then in between I used it's Cocoa Core. It's Pro Mix organics, and then topped it off. Well, the top off was not like the first 2 bags I bought, and I'm so mad. It looks like they gave me a bag of half, or I would say a quarter mulch, big chunks of mulch and
Yeah.
potting.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like I've got to make the sifter. I don't have one. I've got to make one. Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. Absolutely. Old Ways is thanking me. Yeah, it's incredible. I can't get over how much garlic. How many pounds again, Teresa? Oh,
500 pounds of rabbit manure.
too bad you
Wow. That's
can't
a
eat it,
lot.
Tennessee. Then you could
That's a,
count it.
that's a lot of fertilizer. Mhm.
Blech. I would love to have some of that, Tennessee. I wish you were closer, TN. I definitely want a rabbit just for the manure and because they're cute, but I don't know if I could meet rabbits. I know when the time comes I'll have to, but they're so darn cute. Awesome, Gear.
So darn tasty. I mean, so darn cute.
They are tasty. Yes, they are.
What?
Oh, rabbits. Rabbits.
Oh,
Yummy.
I wasn't sure if you were talking
Yummy.
about okra, or the rabbits. Yeah,
Mhm.
my parents played a trick on me and fed me fried rabbit as a kid and told me it was chicken. And then I noticed the bone structure was different with the piece that they gave me.
Oops.
And I wasn't a super smart kid either, but I was like, something's not right with this.
Not
This doesn't
right.
look
Mhm.
like a little like chicken.
Doesn't look like a chicken leg. This is different.
There's something's different about the way this is shaped. And of
Mhm.
course, it was either my sister or my brother. It's because it's rabbit.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like something a big brother would do just to see little sister squirm,
My parents were like, it's okay. Germans eat rabbit all the time. We're German. I'm like, no, we're not. Grandma was German. This is terrible. scarred me. 79 pounds. Look at that. Wow. Of garlic she just pulled.
Holy moly! I
Wow.
saw it. I was impressed.
I can't wait to see her like store that, like show us how she stores her garlic.
She don't have to worry about any vampires coming around her house. They're gonna skirt way around her place.
Right? For sure. For sure.
Hey, Gary, you're always welcome to join if you want to.
Yeah, Gear. Okra smothered in rabbit. Oh my.
I love okra. Oh, I
Do
love that
you?
stuff. Yes, ma'am.
How do you like it usually?
For me, I prefer it just chopped up into small chunks and then pan fried. Yeah.
Pan fry it. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
what a lot of people like it. Oh,
Mhm.
pickled okra is good. Okay.
I remember a first time I requested okra when I was overseas.
It's not been good.
She asked me, "What do you want to eat that? What do you want to eat that okra for? That's what the poor people eat."
Oh,
'Cause I love
really?
it. Yeah, so I live in the north. We don't get it up in the north. We can't
Yeah.
grow it. It's too cold. You know.
I never heard that. It's what the poor people eat.
Yeah.
In
Mhm.
their country, that's what the poor people eat.
Yep. Mhm.
Hmm. It's interesting. So then if you have
Hey,
money,
next time, dear.
what
ahead.
do you get instead of okra? What do you get instead of okra or okra? It's called both. I found
Oh
out.
boy, no. There's just so many vegetables and stuff
Yeah.
there. It's
And I
everywhere.
wonder
you know?
what the like difference is with it more, a poor people, as they would say, meal compared to those that had money, like what it would look
Well,
like.
I know that a lot of stuff I ate when the nieces and all the ladies were cooking last few times we went over there.
Oh,
A lot of,
lady.
I think cabbage is a high dollar thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
because the area is so hot. It's probably
Mhm.
really hard to grow cabbage. I didn't think
It's
that.
they probably grow it up in the high elevation, then truck it in to the
And bring it
cities. You
down.
know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
But
love cabbage.
cabbage
Me
and
too.
gosh, all kinds of stuff. I mean, some of the fruits there are expensive, or
Mhm.
to them.
Yeah.
Again, I never lacked for a damn thing as far as growing out of
Oh
the
no,
ground
you're a
over
rich
there.
man there. You're a rich
Yeah.
man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of middle class Americans would do really well there, like
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
and I think I've heard Thailand too is like that
Too.
too.
It's
You
true.
would do well,
Yeah. Mhm.
but
Yeah. It's
now I don't know. We're getting
uh,
pretty.
You,
I don't know.
awful lot of Americans retire over in Costa Rica also
Yes,
down South America for the same reason
actually,
because
DTG got out of there though during the whole C thing, the
Mm.
parallelogram that we were all under. Yeah, he got out of. He was in Ecuador though, but he said
Okay.
somebody within the neighborhood got killed by machete.
got cacked. Huh? Yeah.
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 And he and his, at the time I think there was 9 children, him and his wife, and they had 9 kids, and they're all white Americans. He's
Yeah.
like, we've got to get home. We've got to get out of here. People are going nuts because they don't know if it's the end of the world or not. Like
Oh boy.
down there. So yeah, they got out of there. But
Bob, I missed you just by a few minutes, according to Verna.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I
Yeah.
always stop in and give her my best wishes.
Yeah, I do too. I usually give her about, like an hour or so. Depends what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Tian,
Like
I
she
understand. I've
said.
been on one too. It's on a hiatus. Sorry, I was reading side chat.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
all right.
you got to watch your ass even over where we live. But yeah,
She looks like she's actually doing rather well.
well, she had a vacation back home. That's big. Family over there is big, big, big. She's not from Manila. She's from Bohol, or not Bohol, but Bicol. It's another island. So she got to go back home for a while with her family. That did her heart a lot of good.
I forget who was the channel you sent some of us about gardening, like the lady was up in the hills, her and her husband, and they had a garden in the Philippines.
Oh,
it was gorgeous.
A couple about my age.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
mine or yours. I don't know. I couldn't judge, but
Yeah.
I just
It's,
because I was looking at their garden more, I guess.
Mhm.
it's $15 a month, I think. And
Yes,
and,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
they were a
that's
beautiful couple. I loved where they
Mhm.
lived. I mean,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
just
that simple living,
Yeah.
if you want to learn about prepping, learn from them.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
Right.
well, you saw how they lived in a little wooden building, and they had what, 4 spoons to eat with.
Mhm.
She
Yeah,
cooked
they
on a
had 'em
little
up.
fire.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Had 'em
yeah,
up in the
okay,
roof.
yeah.
Yep.
I thought you guys would like to see that.
That was
That's
cool.
that's that's the Filipina P. That's her channel.
That's it.
That's
little
She's great.
guitar for
Mhm.
entertainment.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
They all
Mhm.
pretty much slept in the same room.
Right
Yep.
there next to each other. Yeah.
Next to each
The
other.
Mhm.
shower
Yeah,
was
because
kind
I
of
remember Filipina P was saying that, like, and the children, and they're like,
We have
"Oh,
to wait till they're
really?"
sleeping.
yeah, that's what they said. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
The P, and I've learned this through my own experience. As far as in the bedroom, these ladies are really uneducated. I don't mean they know
Mhm.
birth control. They can
Yeah.
get birth control and on and on and on. But in there, when you all sleep in one room down on the floor on a mat,
Mhm.
you got to roll on your side and be quick and quiet.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
I'm glad I
I
was born here.
so yeah, because I remember taking Mrs. and oh my God, the first place we stayed, I flew her up north to meet me in Makati City
Yeah.
near the embassy in case she wasn't who she said she was,
Yeah.
Just out of my own
To
caution.
get out of there. Yeah. In case she
Yeah.
was, yeah,
hmm
a lady boy.
And no,
Just in case she was. I didn't say
no,
you know.
you never know,
You never
but
know. Catfish. That's
you wind up with a knife at my throat, but
mhm.
um, uh,
Yeah.
we stayed at the nicest hotel in Manila. It was the Peninsula. It was like a 3-room suite. It was an enormous. It had a living room and all that. And she just was in heaven because it had a big bathtub that we could both fit
Mm.
into. That's a
Mhm.
luxury over there, guys. A
Yeah.
bathtub, that's a luxury. I said, well, how about the sex and all that stuff when we were first? I remember that bathtub. Oh no. So, really? I thought that, pounding and then no, it was the bath.
Bathtub. Of course, she's a woman. That's a good addiction to have.
Mhm.
Bathtubs and the canned meats over in the side shop.
I
Actually,
thought you
TN, I want to know that
were.
recipe, TN. If you can corned beef and sauerkraut and stuff.
Mm.
Like, I want to know, can you can corned beef? Well, I guess you have to do it separate. You can't do the whole meal, right? Like my mom. Oh, look at that. Verna's here.
Oh,
Verna.
speaking of, hello, Verna.
Verna, we were just talking about you, and then we were talking
Uh-huh.
about another channel that showed us the life
Oh,
up in the hills and how they garden and take care of themselves
yeah, we're
grow their
the
own food. I mean,
Filipina P. Yeah, her
Philippine, yeah,
channel.
her channel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. That was weird. It's like she heard you across YouTube.
Oh, it's so good to have you, Verna.
Yeah. Well, we were just mentioning how much you look much better, much happier, Verna, after you came home from Bicol to see your family, and you should check out some of her videos, Carol, because it shows where she grew up out in the provincial areas with the farming and the
Mhm.
rice fields,
Oh,
and
neat. Okay.
yeah, it's beautiful there. It's so
Well,
green. Oh my God, man.
yeah. I know, right? That's how it was in when I went to the West Indies. The
Mm.
people there were very happy, like compared to Americans who so many of us are
Never
pissy,
never
never
satisfied.
satisfied.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They a lot more joy. A lot more
Mhm.
joy.
Verna, you can always join us up here on panel
Yep.
if you'd like,
I'll get some
Yeah.
Yossi. Be right back,
if
guys.
you're able to.
Okay.
Yeah. totally forgot. I mean, it's like 2 seconds and I forget. Old age is so much fun.
No, Tian, I meant the meal like that. My mom used to make the corned beef, the cabbage, but then she also added potatoes and carrots. So I wasn't sure if you can can that all together, because would it have to be pressure canned? Canned. I think that's corned beef and cabbage. It just turned into cold cannon. Unless that's a food I don't know about, which is possible. I only play gardener on YouTube. Just like there's some fake vets on here. I'm finding out a lot about that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
People faking service, that and accolades too. Yeah, no, stealing valor.
So many of us in our group have family and friends who served in the military and
Yep.
law enforcement and
Yep.
my brother, my great uncle, and
yeah,
and
my
all of them.
my husband, both were Army. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a pretty chipper person, old ways. Once I came over to your channel and saw your lives and just got to hang out with you. Absolutely.
All
I
right,
think I just
Timothy.
had too much growing up in Boca. There's just so much material things. It was all about material things. I was just actually seeing a commercial for that today, thinking, man, I was robbed. Like, really, to over focus on those things
Oh,
for
I
so
mean, like what? Like
long.
felt like you were robbed of your childhood.
Well, yeah, and just robbed of other things you could be thinking about even.
Right.
Okay, can all go in a jar. Okay, awesome. But do I have to pressure can that always, since it's potatoes and potatoes and cabbage aren't, they're usually not. I guess with the salt from the corned beef, it would be okay. Oh, she's at the market.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, okay. She's working today then.
Ooh.
yes, really noisy there, but yeah.
Yeah. Right out there on the city streets.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah, that would
noticed,
be noisy.
I noticed that there's a lot of vehicles out there with very squeaky brakes. She's even cringed, and she, of course, she's right there with it. But,
and those motorcycles roar,
Motorcycles bother me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some car on Hannah during Hannah's birthday night. We're going to another town to get those little fish pedicures, and a truck came by us. Like, all these cars start speeding by us. I don't know if they were together. Sometimes they just follow one that's going really fast, and you'll see other cars go after that car, like, oh, that guy's not getting caught, I'm gonna speed too. So they're coming around us really fast, and this one truck comes by us, and it sounded like shots were fired.
wow.
And yeah, it scared both of us, but scared her more because I'm like, I think it's a backfire. I'm not seeing anything yet. And I've got to remain calm anyway, even if it's shots fired, because I've got to get us out of here alive. But thankfully, I think it was a backfire, or it is a muffler that purposely does that.
Oh,
because it was doing it further up, like where they can crack it.
yeah,
somehow.
That's on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he was doing that. I scared the crap though out of her.
I forget what that's called.
You do? Okay, I have to pressure can it. I haven't pressure canned yet because I have the flat top stove. I've got to get a separate burner to pressure can. I can't. It's a Kenmore, and I don't want to crack it. I can't get another one like it.
They're nice, but I'll never go back to a glass top stove. There's no way.
There's not much choices in the store now. Like for us who are on electric, there's really not a lot of choices. It's pretty much all flat in the price range, unless you want to go down and have the coil again, which I don't
Well,
know.
in your case, I wouldn't have the coils,
With
just because of
Malachi,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Hey, Hugo. It's good to see. That sounds so exciting, Hugo, what you're doing. I can't wait to see more of that. Are you going to show it? Like, did you show it already? I might have. Did you show some of that? I know I saw your rabbits recently and your chickens housed together, and you were talking about that. Glass packs.
yeah,
Oh,
glass pack mufflers.
in the
Oh, that's what they're
private
called. Hmm. Oh,
in the
okay.
privates, I posted one of my brother-in-law's videos. He's had a YouTube channel for a long time, and he finally figured out how to upload all these files he's had saved for a long, long time. And he's got his channel loaded with all of these family videos. You guys, you want to go check
Oh
it
my
out.
gosh, there you are, Bob.
Yeah, that was my birthday over there last April. And that was the one, not the one carrying the birthday cake, the one behind her. That's Ate, my favorite. She's the one that,
Oh,
yeah, she got the
neat,
job here.
Bob. Thank
Bob
His
you.
his whole channel is full of our family adventures and videos over years and years and
Oh,
years.
neat. So this is her brother, right? This is the one that's
Right.
built. Okay.
The big bodybuilder. Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to him. Oh, how cute.
Bob,
Oh,
are
He is-
you a moderator in my channel or no?
beautiful.
I don't remember.
No, that's for us. I don't think he's gonna share that out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
that's
I
because
was gonna, I was gonna let him
because
know
it's
too.
got more family on it. He might share it to maybe Verna, like behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
Verna's on the panel, so you can take a look at it, Verna. That what I posted.
no, she's
in the
not on our
private chat.
panel. She's at the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying maybe when you're on a panel with her again, you could share it.
Yeah.
She would enjoy that.
It's got his real. He's using his real name on his channel, and he hasn't been able to figure out how to change his real name or how to answer comments. You know.
Have a good night, Randy.
Yeah. If you guys want to, go ahead and go send him a comment. Hey, I'm on
Hi, Kentucky.
I'm on panel with your brother Bob. But oh man, I have had such good times looking at all the videos he's posted, because it was like, wow, that was back when the kids were little and Papa was still alive and all that. It was just
I'd like
awesome,
to convert a lot of stuff. I wish I could, but I don't know how to do it. Like, because some of those converters work and some of them don't, from like the old VHS tapes that we have. Like, you used to convert them to a DVD, but now it's like goes right on the computer. There's got to be a way to do it.
I don't know. I would still make a DVD of it, But I just don't put a whole lot of faith in these hard drives, and one day they could just go to.
Okay, Tian, I hear you. The Amish, though, are crazy. Tian, like, not crazy. I mean, they get away with crazy stuff. They're not crazy. I'm so sorry, Amish people. I didn't mean you were crazy. I mean, their ways of canning to us and the USDA is some crazy stuff. They don't pressure can. They will 3-hour water bath stuff. Yeah, they'll put it in a 3-hour water bath. And I found that out from Make It Make. I love her channel, but I don't get to watch it enough. But when she has an Amish friend, and she's learning so much about how they can. And it's really interesting.
Well, I've eaten their food out of jars, and I've not died yet. So.
Yeah, well, they've been doing it forever. And they also reuse those cans that'll dimple, that you get, like the pickle jars and things like that have that dimple top.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tian, I've heard that. He meant the other one. Did you see the other one he just said?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that would be against their rules if you did that, Tian.
There's one more in the privates of showing us coming out of the underground river. The whole family's on this boat, and you can see me in there when I still had brown hair, and even my daughter was there.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, My daughter was sitting
Oh.
right behind to his left shoulder. That's my daughter, who you'll never see on camera. She runs like her mom does, And I'm sitting back there, I'm kind of like,
It's
kind of
funny,
like
that reminds me of the Japanese. The Japanese are very shy that way. They don't even like smile without covering their mouth. A lot of the Japanese girls, like when I went
that,
to school.
that's an Asian thing. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just thought of
Yeah.
that. It made me think of Sayako.
I'm sitting back there wet, and I'm thinking, man, I want to jump in the ocean because I'm covered in bat poo.
Ew.
Yeah, because they poop on you when you're in that cave.
That's some premium stuff for the garden. Guano.
Mm-hmm.
Bad guano. It's a gold mine.
Can you
according
imagine
to-
though?
No, I
that
try
stuff
to
being
avoid it.
hot?
No, and it dropping on you. No. Gross.
Yeah,
No,
it's liquid. It's like rain.
It's just, yeah, it's like bird shit. I mean, bird poo.
Well, yeah,
Excuse
but
my language.
I'm saying though, if you have that piled up in your yard to use for fertilizer or whatnot,
Oh, yeah. I
can you
don't
imagine
know.
on a hot, humid day?
Any of the poos
And
like
you
that on a hot,
you
humid
stick a
day.
shovel in that, and it's like
That was like today, though, with both of my soils. I don't know what kind of manure they used, but one didn't smell like it was all the way broken down in the a lot. But if I'm doing stuff in the evening,
oh, you all just. I've got a window cracked over here, and that honeysuckle just
I believe it
blasted through here.
always.
It smells so good.
I love when how always said it. The ancestors used to water bath can the hell out of it. I guess the hell would be any bacteria that you don't want. Yeah. Oh gosh. Always, did you see the new pyramid? It's ridiculous. The new food pyramid. It was like they showed like according to who was basically paying them the most or paying them off. And it was all junk food. It was like a joke. It was to wake people up. The pressure canner. Yeah, it'll take less time, right? TN, is that what you mean? Since it's the evening.
Keep putting our own.
Hey, Verna, have you ever been to the underground river on Palawan? I don't know if she's still with us or not. I'm not sure.
Is elephant? Did you merely mean elephant, always? Like meat? The
Elephant.
best meat is elephant? What? What am I missing?
Huh?
What did I miss?
Hey, I'm lost. I don't know.
If it's from the ancestors, would it be mammoth or elephant? What? I'm so confused.
Wait a minute now.
What did I miss? Is YouTube holding like comments? It seems like there's a comment. Oh, elephant garlic, maybe. Good one, Gear. Gear comes out of the shadows.
Oh, elephant garlic. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, what are we missing here?
Do you really talk about eating a dromedary of some kind?
No, they mean elephant poop. Elephant poop is one of the better ones for the garden.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, then that's sad. Then Africa should be growing like a lot in that
I could imagine it is. Yeah.
It's a very arid place, though. So
yeah, it is. But I mean,
probably.
That's probably.
You go look at the Thailand and India and places like that. That's full of elephants, man. I bet you. Well, those places are so tropical and green. Wow, anything grows.
But Africa, it's just certain areas. There's desert. A lot of it is desert.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff, what's his name? I can't think of his last name. He's permaculture designer. That was his thing, was greening the desert. And he did it. Did deep mulch systems with chickens and spread their manured
All right.
um,
Right on.
manured hay everywhere and got it
Mhm.
going.
Wait,
You
he
know.
turned to green?
Hmm. Yeah, he created soil again in those places where
Oh,
there wasn't
Fantastic.
real soil.
Right
I mean,
on.
there's more to it than what I just said, but that
oh,
was
Yeah.
I'm sure.
one of the
Yeah.
ways that he was doing
And
it.
probably just maybe a handful of acreage was green, I guess.
Mm. Well, he
I
had
mean,
a lot
'cause
of people there working on it because they wanted to, of course, see it done, like if it was possible and to see it done.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic to hear. Yeah.
Thank you, Homestead. You weren't the only one. Me too. I was like, are we canning elephant?
Garlic.
Elephant's the best
it had me
meat.
scratching my head. I was
Oh Lord.
But yeah, okay.
just
Because
felt
we
like
were
I
talking.
missed something there.
Yeah, it was because we were talking back, Wano, that I was saying how some of my soil had a real strong smell of some kind of manure, but it wasn't really happening in the side chat until elephant got it. Yeah, right, Larks? You bet. You bet. I think we have one in Central Florida, or we did. I wonder if it's still there. Heck, I'll move near the elephant farm now or the elephant rescue. Ray Homestead? I'm distracted all the time, it seems like now.
It's like,
Now that I'm older.
It comes with age.
Yeah, squirrel.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, piece of candy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, won't you looky there?
Yeah.
Watermelon.
I'll go into the kitchen to go get something. Ooh, chocolate cake.
Where you go? Ooh, why did I come in the kitchen?
That too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh,
I'll confess
I
to
do
that.
that all the
Yeah,
time.
I'll confess to that. Yeah.
And my kitchen is just like right next to me. My back is literally to the kitchen. And I'm like, what am I in here for? And I have to walk back where I had that initial thought to go into the kitchen to get something. And then it pops back in. It's like, dummy, you were going for some water.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I should probably take a sip of mine. I haven't been drinking my water like I need to. Oh, that. I would die. That would kill me right now, Gear.
What is it, baby? Come here.
Those two together.
Come here.
The
only one awake in the whole house, and you're coming to me meowing. Oh my
She got
goodness.
no one to play with.
Oh, is that Dark Paws, little boy? Oh, learning to be a cat.
Ooh. Oh,
lonely.
Yes.
A little lonely.
Extra fluffy too. What's the matter? Look, I'll show you where everybody's at. Yeah, hold up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, take him to his little clan.
That one looks.
You woke everyone up. Thank you for that.
That one looks a lot like a cat that stops by my house. I call her my mistress because she never comes by when the wife's around. She always very seldom, She's a curious little thing. She looks through the sliding glass door and comes up to the windows and looks in all the windows. And I talked to the neighbors about her. I said, "Who does she belong to?" This is a little girl, and oh yeah, she comes and looks through our windows too. Yeah.
Aww. I'd want to adopt her. Aww.
I think it might be that couple from India behind us, because I was pulling weeds out along the fence line, and she was peeking through the cracks in the fence, like, "Hi, hello.
You gonna plant some food so I can shit in it?"
Yeah, I know.
That's the only thing. That seems to be my curse word tonight. Sorry, folks. I don't know why. It must be that age thing too. I've become like Sophia of the Golden Girls.
Oh my Lord.
Ma, how could you say that? Pops out. Try to put the brakes on, if I remember. I was actually going to try and go into my YouTube because you were saying cat. Let me go into my YouTube history and see if I can find it. Now it's got your birthday party in my history. There was this. Here it is. This cat is incredible. It's part caracal. I don't even know how to say it. Look at that beautiful cat.
Oh,
It's
wow.
part wild. It's half wild cat. It's talking right now. I can't,
Uh-huh.
turn on the
Mhm.
sound because of copyright. They call it chirping. It chirps.
Mm-hmm.
It sees things and chirps at them.
Well, dear, I'm not monetized, so I really don't give a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, my cats
had
used to
mentioned
do
it.
that in the window when they would see a bird.
Oh, you won't be able to hear it. Hold on, let me. You hear it? The weird noise.
Uh-huh.
There it goes. It's like it's crunching on something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the weirdest noise. But this cat is half wild cat, and he goes over to his daddy to give him. He bites on his neck to give him kisses.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Mhm.
part panther, I think. It's like a panther type of cat.
I know.
It's like, I know.
Wow.
I'd be dead if he
wow.
was fully wild. I know.
Mm-hmm.
That has them. Yeah, it is it's a half breed, TN, and it's from a wild
Well,
cat.
Yeah, the wildcat. Now,
They
of
also
course,
have the
it's always
Savannah.
depicted-
I like the Savannah cats too. Sorry, Barry, go ahead.
That's okay. The Kentucky Wildcat, which is our mascot for our basketball team,
Mm-hmm.
it's always depicted with the same type of ears that cat has. So, and we do have big cats in Kentucky and Tennessee. So
Oh, okay. Caracal is how you say it. Thank you.
yeah, there you go.
Or but your spelling's fine. That's how they spelt it. Homestead.
Cloracol. Is that from the Americas or from another country? I wonder.
I didn't get to look it up yet. I just saw
Oh,
it in
okay.
my shorts. It's so cute. Oh, pee on the wildcats.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
gonna
not.
pee
I
on
mean,
a lot of things, TN. What's up?
I'm not.
Like John
not-
Stibbler.
I'm not a Kentucky Wildcats fan. I'm really not even a sports fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not
Unless
really into sports anymore.
Sometimes I'll watch race cars, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Oh, Africa. He looked it up.
Oh, somewhere in
Homestead
Africa.
Aquarius.
Okay.
They have some cool cats. Yeah.
It sure looks a lot like the bobcats that we have around here with the ears and all that. But the bobcat I saw last summer by my old house, man, that sucker was a lot bigger
than what you thought. Yeah, right.
They're scary.
Any of those wildcats are like I'm getting nervous because they're like, oh, the Florida panther is doing well and multiplying in Florida. Well, they're not going to just stay in one area. They're going to go hunting for what they like to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
And they what was it they said recently? They severely underestimated how much they would like the key deer, which is one of our native species.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're eating the crap out of the key deer. They're smaller deer. I guess they were originally down in the Keys, but yeah, they're eating the crap out of it. And they got the Florida panther by, I think it's a gene mutated Florida panther. It was mixed with something else to keep the breed alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is even scarier. Anything gene mutated sounds like a scary movie script.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put it in there to store it.
Your repository of useless information. I wouldn't say that, Homestead Aquarius. I wish my brain did that.
Mrs. is home. She's over here. She's hovering, guarding her husband.
Guard away. That's my husband is like that with me.
Hovering.
I'm that way with him though too. But I said, if I was as bad as he is,
Hey,
I'd be at work.
beautiful woman hovering over you. No, I don't
I
see
don't
any
mind.
problem there.
No,
Hey, that, I
Absolutely
came in. There was a big tray of this, noodle beef dish that she can hover all she wants. Just feed me.
yep. And she feeds you well, that's for sure.
Hmm.
You ain't starving.
I ain't starving, honey.
You're well cared for. She does a great job.
I call phone drama. I call it once in a while. I'll send her a text. Starving here, hun. I can barely see, barely stand up, starving, no food. And then she'll send back a text to go, just open the refrigerator.
That's right.
All these containers full of open
And
the
I love
refrigerator.
how they too will make big meals and then pass it on to, somebody at work like, "Oh, I
Oh
have
yeah.
an overabundance of this. Here, would you like some?" Like, I think
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah, the Filipinos do that all the time.
Mhm.
Most of her coworkers are Filipinos, and
And it's because of you and actually your wife how we got mom's nurse who was
yeah.
with her
Hmm.
because of me mentioning the Filipino mafia. And at first she went,
Yep.
like, she looked at me. I'm like, no, not a bad. And then I explained, I'm like, how you guys cover each other at work and you work things out. And so, you save face and look good to your bosses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All absences are covered.
Yep.
The managers are in heaven when they got a crew of Filipinas. Because
Yeah. That's what I said to her.
the
And
wife will get a text from one of them. I'll be 2 hours late. My kid is sick or whatever, and all of a sudden the wife will grab her lunch bag and out the door. Andra's going to be late. So zoom, gone. And
Aw.
the managers love a crew of them because
Yeah.
the
They
manager
don't have
doesn't
to
even.
worry.
They don't have to worry. They just like, okay, who gets a paycheck?
Right?
Just,
Who gets the extra hours this week? Just let me know. Yeah. I think that's awesome. And that's what I told her. I said, if you can't be here with my mom, can you, get that going and get another Filipina here, please?
yeah.
Because we have other cultures that come here and go into medical that aren't as, some of them are empathetic, but a majority of certain cultures are
Yeah, I
that are here.
you saw
Yeah.
that video when they were bringing me a birthday cake. I want you to know that my American family never did that.
Right? I know.
Never. I was just a paycheck. That's all I
Yeah.
was.
At my age, I'm so sad that I didn't keep in contact with actually Saeko. We shared a bathroom in college. She was the nicest, sweetest girl ever. And she was Japanese exchange student. And then we had, I forget his name right now. It started with an H. And he came also from Japan and he was on the volleyball team, the men's volleyball team. Oh my gosh, he was so tall. And him and another guy, the other guy was the one who knocked out one of our players while we were all practicing together. He came down on the net and she was right there. She squared up with him and she got hit. Yeah. She went bloop right down to the ground. I was like,
oh boy, I bet he felt terrible.
He
I
felt
bet
terrible. He felt awful. I'm just glad it wasn't the Japanese guy because he would have felt even worse probably. Because they're very sweet. It seems like just very sweet.
Yeah.
But in Disney though, they have no sense of personal space, and I found out that's from their culture over there that they're very close. There's not a lot of room.
I noticed that particularly with the Japanese. That's not so much a Filipino thing, but with the Japanese,
that's what I heard too.
Yeah, I remember being at Baskin and Robbins ice cream parlor, and there was a van stopped, and there's like 20 Japanese, and they all stepped out, and it was the weirdest thing, Carol, because they didn't have to, but they were all crowded together looking at the different ice cream. Just all packed in together.
But it'll surround you, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, like as an American, that you don't know that, and then I learned it later. It's like I think even maybe a Disney worker said, "Oh yeah, no, that's a cultural thing. They're not trying
Yeah.
to be rude to you. It's just cultural." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I ran into that too. And when I was stationed in Las Vegas, we'd go to a casino, me and a few other GIs, and go there to eat usually. And elevator would open up, and a bunch of Japanese would come off, and we thought it was really rude how the group wouldn't break up. They would walk right around you, you know, and it could kind of freak the Americans out. It's like, oh my God, man, don't touch me. You know, to them, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's
No,
just
they
how
do.
it is. Mhm.
Yep. I know. That's how it was.
Oh, I'm going to share this video with you all. Hopefully.
Yeah, the
No, it's
servals
not.
make that coffee too. I don't know if a civet and a serval are the same thing, Homestead, but servals make it too. The poop coffee.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
I,
It's in
I,
Bucket List, that movie. Bucket List, the guy
Mhm.
who's really wealthy. I think Jack
Some-
Nicholson plays it, the guy, and he drinks that coffee in the
It's
movie. I
like, who
heard.
thought of that?
yeah, I can kind of live without that. That's okay. you know.
Let's just follow this animal around and brew
Yeah.
brew the coffee beans that we just fed it.
Ew. Well, I guess it's easier processing it that way than other ways when you live in the rainforest. Is that where it's from? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah, I think
But I think
from
for
Brazil. I think
Colombia, I don't know which one either. What? Colombia's cocaine and coffee, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Major
Yeah.
exports.
They're now moving into avocados because there's so
Very
much
good.
money
Yeah, I
money
heard
into
that.
avocados. Hmm.
I heard that. Probably better for the land too, because I heard coffee really raped the land.
Yeah.
Really took over our coffee habit. Did.
Oh, what's that? An opossum?
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, is it going?
You can see that, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it. Mhm.
Good. Okay, here we go.
A little grainy on the big screen. There it
Well,
goes.
up
It's
there eating
better.
the cat food.
Just listen. Just listen. Hopefully,
Hey.
it's sharing the sound as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Crunching down on it.
Now watch. Here's the best part. I swear this is funny.
One of the
There's the
cats. Hey.
Cat's
They
like, what
look
the
at each
hell?
other.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Probably Cat was like, oh my gosh, what is he adopting now?
Yeah.
They're all nocturnal animals. They're used to seeing each other, you know.
Yeah. That cat probably saw that possum there before you did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Like,
yeah.
oh, you're back, huh? Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, dickhead, leave me a little.
Right.
Possible. It is possible. Kopi Luwak is made from coffee beans plucked from civet feces. That's nice.
Mm.
The world's most expensive, and it's made from poop. Or rather, it's made from coffee beans that are partially digested. Yeah, the serval does it too. I don't know what the serval one is. Because we have, I think, a serval in our local zoo. Hold
You
on.
can keep it.
I
could
don't really need to have it.
I could imagine the cost would be so prohibitive. You
Yep.
know, it would be so expensive.
That's so gross.
Yeah, I had to share
did
that just to
coffee
let you all
cherry.
know that I wasn't BSing about that's the young possum that comes up, but it didn't even care that I was standing there like
No, they don't. They
6
don't.
inches from it.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just kind of like,
Oh,
hey,
maybe.
hey.
But the older one will run. I mean,
Yeah.
it does every time.
Yeah, the older ones have got experience. They're like, hey, man, these things shoot. You know, these things sick dogs on us sometimes. Keep a distance. And the young ones are like, hey, free food. Thanks, bud.
And that's why they probably come up here, because I don't have dogs. And most everybody around here does have dogs. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe you're right. I can't find the serval. Maybe you're right. Sorry about that, Homestead. Oh, gross. They're showing picture of the catch stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to ruin it for people, but it looks like what's that? A peanut log
No.
people eat. Yeah,
Mhm.
Baby Ruth maybe, but without the chocolate. I don't know. It's just kind of looks like that. I don't. Ugh. Ugh. Tom Civet cats. Huh. Weird. Oh my gosh, they even have monkey poop coffee? Are you kidding me?
Oh, Lord. Now I can't understand why would a cat want to eat coffee beans to begin with.
Because they're berries. They start off as berries.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know either. I never knew cats would eat berries. A bear, maybe. Why isn't it bear poop coffee?
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
they're the ones that usually like berries.
Mm-hmm.
Pecan, that's it. But it
Ah,
looks
Gary,
more like a peanut log.
if you can get past the smell, Gear, you have
Yeah,
at it.
pretty much.
Oh, there was on our drive up into the Cascades. Did you see that picture I posted of Mrs. and I up in the mountains? And it was on our community tab, and
Yeah, you're right, Homestead.
we were
Okay.
on the highway driving up there. It was guy had a
Oh,
couple of
yeah.
blueberry fields with 10-foot high fences around it, very
Oh,
very
wow.
secure fences. And I asked the wife, I said, "Do you know why he has to have it like that?" And I said, "It's because a deer can jump over a 5-6 foot fence without too much trouble, especially if, but." And I said, also because of the black bears. It's a blueberry field. If you don't, and she goes, "Oh, they'll eat blueberries." You bet the blackberries will eat blueberries. The black bears will just eat them up, man. They'll go in there and raid that place.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen a civet?
No,
You
I
gotta
don't
see
know.
this thing. This is messed up looking.
They
It
kind
looks
of look
like
like an anemic cat.
it looks like a half and half breed. Hold on, let me see if I can share it. It looks like a raccoon and a serval had a baby. But instead of it completely merging, you'll see. Hold on, let me see if I can.
I might have seen them before.
I don't. I guess I've never seen one before. How do I do it? Oh, present. I couldn't remember how to share for a second. Okay. There, you should have it. I don't know if I can blow it up or not.
Oh, it says,
No.
there we go.
Oh my Lord, what is that?
That's one.
God.
There it is. Aren't
That's
they weird?
a civet, huh?
It
Yep.
looks
That's
like
the thing that poops out coffee.
people
Boy,
mixed a bunch of different animals together, and they said, "Oh
looks
yes,
like
let's
it.
call it a civet."
Yeah. That's it right there.
There's
This one really looks like over to the right, like a raccoon and a
like in the
wildcat had a
middle, looks like
baby.
Looks like it. Yeah.
I don't know. They've got different ones. This one looks like a rat face.
Is that on the island of Madagascar? I think I think it was one.
Possibly. That's a real
Madagascar has got the weirdest looking animal on the planet, Carol. It's
That's the
called
African civet. It doesn't say, and then this is another civet they're showing down. They've got a
Mhm.
bunch of different civets. Malabar has one, the
Mhm.
long neck. Weird. Where did you say? There's an Asian palm civet.
Trippy.
It's not going though. It won't let me go to the pictures.
I bet those things are totally nocturnal.
Why won't it let me go? Yeah, probably. It looks like most of well, this one's a
Mhm.
daytime civet.
Okay.
Tiniest little like rat face on some of them. See? Looks
Yeah.
little creature. And then Nadinia. I don't know what that is. There's
There's
another
a
one. Civet cat, more than meets the eye, handbag fetishish. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Make handbags out of them too. Yeah, see, this one's got a rat's face.
yeah.
Or like mongoose. Weird. That is one weird animal. Weird. And then you eat its poop coffee. Yeah. Need you to grab back pooping out the high price beans. Nature's GMO cat. Okay. Thank you, Homestead, for educating me on servals. I was trying to figure out serval versus civet. Servals actually look like cats too.
Mhm.
They're like a pretty cat. I think that's where they get the Savannah cat from. They mix the Savannah cat with a regular a serval with a regular cat. Maybe that's why I was thinking serval. What's the cat they mix it with though? I can't remember. Anyway, they get the Savannah cat, very high priced, almost wild cat. Superpower. He does have superpower. You should go on Jeopardy. Yes. You should. Right? It is. I believe it, Old Ways. It escaped Australia as it broke apart. That place has some wild looking stuff too.
Well, it sure does. Yeah. I'm gonna try to post a picture of one of the weirdest animals I've ever seen. It's called the aye. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Present.
I'm not sure if they have them in Madagascar or not. That's probably they do. The civet. It just wasn't telling me. I'm gonna look it up. Yep, they do.
Let's see if I can share this out here. Yeah. Is it
They
up on
have
the
the-
screen?
Hold on. I can't.
That's on Madagascar.
What the frick? What's
It's
up with the nails?
It is the weirdest animal. And what it does is, you see how it's got a long fingernail?
Yeah.
It taps on tree branches to listen for hollow spots. And as soon as
For
it finds a
bugs?
hollow spots, it'll take a big bite out of a tree branch and pull a grub out of there and eat it. It's totally
So it's
nocturnal.
got its own toothpicks too. Like
Mhm. You see how he's got bat-like ears and all that?
yes.
And he'll tap because he can listen to the grubs inside of a tree, and he'll just take a big bite out of the tree, and there you go. Here, dinner
That is
time.
an
It's
ugly
like,
looking
wow,
That is almost
it is the
disturbing.
weirdest. It
That-
is the weirdest looking.
That looks like a koala that got stuck in Hiroshima with I don't know, like a big rat, and somehow they merged, or in that like fly thing with the remember when he came out like part man,
Yeah.
part fly?
Part fly. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it?
Went in there.
Yeah, Australia, where everything wants to kill you.
Kill you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's true.
so weird.
Although I still love that video, Old Ways, of the man that goes and clocks the kangaroo to get his dog back. That's my favorite Australian.
Oh, I showed
video.
that to my wife, and you got the dog. He's running away. And he just punched him, and that kangaroo looks at him with the dumbest eyes.
Yeah, like what the
what?
What
What?
the hell was that, man? What happened?
What happened?
But what's funny is the kangaroo's like built like he's been bodybuilding too. He's
Yeah.
standing there and he's got like muscles.
Yeah, the pop took a big. What happened? What? Where's the dog?
I know, like he doesn't even go after the man or anything. He's just like,
I just instantly forgot all. It's kind of like squirrel.
Yeah. Well, he's probably thinking nobody's ever done that to me before. They usually run, those humans. It's a boomafoo, that's true.
Yeah, they probably cut it before that.
I better get down. It's getting late and I need to go to bed. We start Monday morning. Mondays are usually when Malachi has like, how do you say it? Like separation anxiety, I think is what it is from his dad.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's a little bit more difficult on Mondays. But
Mhm.
he's been doing pretty good tonight. He ate watermelon for the first time and he liked it. So,
Right on. Right
Oh,
on.
I mean, he's
Mhm.
tried it before, but tonight he actually liked it and ate it, and it was
Good
cute.
deal.
Yeah. Any food we can add with him that's actually food is a good thing.
Mhm.
But have a good night. Love you
All
guys.
right. Good to see you
Love
again,
you
darling.
too. I
Good to
appreciate
be
you
up
being
here with you, Bob.
us. It
Mhm.
was awesome.
Thanks, Barry, for doing Sunday nights. I appreciate that we have a place to
That's
come
no
to.
problem.
Yeah.
See you later.
Good
All right.
night.
Good night.
Mhm. I'm not used to my wife having 2 days off, Barry.
Yeah,
No.
I bet she's not either.
No, she's not. She last weekend she had 2 days off, and then this weekend she had 2 days off. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Oh yeah, it's like yesterday we took a long drive. We shared the driving, and my son had a good camera rig, and so he brought his camera and he went with us, and he wanted to take some bird photos, and we were gone all day. It's a long drive, and like today, she's sitting there before she made dinner. She goes, "Oh, my eyes are heavy." And I just hugged her and I said, "Go quit fighting your sleep. You got a day off. Go rest." Man, she took about a 3 or 4 hour long nap, and she got up and was right in the kitchen making dinner. Like, oh man, I can get used to this.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can get used to this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was nice of Verna to stop in and say hello.
Absolutely. She's always welcome here.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, and I know you do the same. Every time she's on, I'll stop in and hello, guapa, Miss Verna. Yeah, sweet lady.
Yeah. Yeah, I find myself watching her longer every time.
Hmm. Did you see some of the videos she posted up when she was back in Bicol?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I was able to watch one. I've just had so much going on with putting the garden out there and everything.
yeah. Yeah, that's how it is there, Barry. Is you see how she had real simple. She had a bunch of her friends or family all there. I think it was grandma's birthday or something like that. They all grab a plate and go sit outside and just enjoy each other's companionship, And I remember seeing she showed out around the area where it was rice fields and stuff. It was God, it's just green and beautiful, man.
Well, I didn't, she's going to blush if she's still just sitting back listening, but I believe she just gets more beautiful every time I see her. I didn't know it's possible a woman could do that, but
I know.
my
Hmm.
goodness, she's got it down pat.
She's got it. She's got it going on, man. And to think that a woman with that good looks is just kind of like run of the mill over there, dude. You would be stunned. Oh yeah. Mm-mm-mm. I think she's a beautiful woman. She got a good
Yeah,
heart.
she's absolutely gorgeous.
Hmm. I'm not
I
sure.
thought Kentucky had some beautiful women. I saw Verna. I was like, "Damn, Bob, you was right."
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if she's still with us or not. Nope, she bounced. She's out there selling her fruit and stuff out there.
Ooh, well, Wednesday's catching up with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have you on Sunday.
Yes, I think this is my permanent time, and if I was to change the time, I wouldn't change the day, but if I was to change the time, I'd probably drop down to 10 o'clock. But
Hmm.
right now, it seems to be working.
What time is it there now?
It's 1:38.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's only 10:30 here. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of freaked me out to see TN with no beard. I'm like, holy cow, who is this guy?
Yeah, I was like, no, you're not. I was like, I was like worried. I was like, no, this is not TN. Maybe I should just, kick this person off. But somebody's pulling a joke on me here. Yeah,
Mhm.
as they say over in the UK, you're having a laugh.
Yeah, or taking a piss.
You're taking a piss.
That's when they're teasing you. Taking a piss. What in the hell is a crow screaming at something outside this time of night?
That's been happening all over America here lately.
At night?
4 o'clock in the morning, there will be a just all in random states all over here the past month or so. Birds should just start carrying on at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's odd.
Well,
It's 10:30.
Actually, different hours of the night, just where they're usually quiet and asleep. These people are being awakened.
I wonder if maybe some predator was trying to get at their nest or something is why they're freaking out. But
Yeah, probably.
yeah. If I remember correctly, about three trees down the street, there's a crow's nest. So maybe some raccoons up there trying to steal their eggs or something. To Radar O'Reilly.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've got some, which I didn't show it in the video that I posted earlier, but I've got lettuce that's popping up, and it's in a container. Yeah, I'm just blown away. I'm like, oh yes, please. I want some lettuce so bad
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't have to pay, an outrageous price for it. Yeah, I had a rooster. I had two roosters at one time, a bunch of chickens, and I had one of the two roosters that wouldn't shut the hell up. I was like, you looked real good in a pot with some vegetables.
Yep.
And just cocked its head off to the side, just looked at me like, yeah, right. I'd love to have chickens here, but it's just too many predators.
Same here. Yeah.
I would have to. The chicken run would have to be covered over the top with fence or something. Just keep the hawks out of it. Certain areas of Kentucky, you can get by with them, without having to go overboard with the chicken security. And there's other places like where I live here, which there's a nest on the snob over here across the road from me. It's a cave up there, and the hawks, all the red-tailed hawks, they all live up there. Is that true, Bob?
What's that? Oh, I'm just looking at somebody on Facebook
Oh.
here. They just now recommended something. Looks like who the heck? This looks like Riza, but I don't know. Sorry, kind of lost focus for a minute.
Oh, no, it's good. It's all good. They said your predators were on 2 feet.
Yeah. At least at the last place we lived, they were with a lot of them. You know, we've been pretty lucky here so far. I've only seen a couple of them stumbling around here, but
Ugh.
this is a cul-de-sac, so they don't like hanging out in cul-de-sacs.
I would rather have sloppy drunks around me than tweaked out meth heads.
Oh man,
Any
you never
day.
know what they're gonna do. You just
I
don't
mean,
know.
I've had my share of it this past 2 years, and I don't want to go there again.
Yeah,
I'd
me
rather
too.
somebody come up my doorstep drunk.
Yeah,
We could deal with them better.
me too.
Someone tweaked out on that crap, you can't tell what they're going to do next.
They don't even know. They don't even know what they're gonna do.
Yes, that's true.
That stuff keeps them awake for day after day, and you do that for a couple of years. Oh, what brain damage you got going on, man. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I'm getting. You know what? In Homestead, I'm getting to that point now where I'm starting to finally be able to enjoy my yard. And me and Kentucky Goblin were thinking about. Well, we were talking about this the other day. I went over to his place to see his garden,
Mm-hmm.
and just to get out.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice garden over there. But it was bad that I wasn't able to get out and sit on my front porch or sit out on the back steps.
I know.
Because I always felt like someone's going to pop out of the woods and
Mm-hmm.
do something stupid. Now actually, it came at a really good time to join the gardening homesteading challenge here. Because now I can get out there and I can enjoy my yard and
Yeah.
I'm actually growing stuff. It's just,
I know the feeling. I the other weekend when Mrs. was home and we're sitting out on the deck just chillaxing, and I said, hon, we'd never be able to do this at the last place we lived. And she goes, I know. Because we couldn't turn our back to the end of the little front porch place because it was wide open and we didn't know who was going to come up from behind us. And we lived there for 10 years and stayed there until the kids were all done with school and all that, and then we got the hell out of there. Yeah. No, it was bad, man. Oh, damn, man. The meth was bad, but I think in some ways the fentanyl was the only bonus with the fentanyl is that they fall asleep. They shoot it, smoke it, whatever they're doing, and then they fall asleep. That's the only benefit to it. But as far as the cravings, man, they're more predatory as far as the cravings go. They'll steal they're even more brave than the tweakers,
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that, and I heard a car pull up. I kind of stepped over to the kitchen window to see what was going on because
Yeah.
didn't sound like they had a muffler. And I've become really protective of my little sanctuary here because it brings me peace.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I wonder, I worry that one day that's gonna end. And
Yeah, you still can't let your guard down.
nope.
Well, even though we're here in a peaceful place, and A lot of days while I'm here by myself, I'll put my 45 on my hip and go out in the backyard and dink around, or carry it around inside the house. Even still, I don't want to let my guard down. I just don't trust people. I learned not to. You can't trust people, because I had too many close calls, man. Just way too many.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I could Bluetooth this picture off my phone of my garden. It's silly. I can turn my Bluetooth on my computer, but I have to tell it what to do. Are you going to receive or send a file? I shouldn't have to do that. It's
Yeah.
already connected to my phone. But each and every time I want to share a file with my phone, from my phone to my computer, I have to tell my computer it's it's receiving a file. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I looked all over for a setting to override that, but there is none. So, all right, my computer is easy to find because I renamed it Area 51. So it's pretty simple to find.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're lucky there, TN, I suppose. But I saw the area where we used to live go from bad to just a shit storm in less than 10 years. It was a nice place to live when we first moved in there, but in less than 10 years, I just went to a shit storm, man.
Yeah. It's and I've talked to several people, not just my neighbor, not just my friend Kentucky Goblin, but several neighbors up and down the road, and they said we didn't used to have to lock our doors. Now suddenly we have to.
Yeah. It's all that damn dope, dude.
Yeah.
God damn the dope, man.
Oh, it only sent. Oh, you silly. Do what I tell you. I am the master of my laptop, not you, Windows. All right, let's see here. One picture did not make it. Let's try this one more time. Bluetooth, send, Area 51. There we go. Sounds like a car horn, don't it? All right, now. Note to self: don't put too many pictures on your desktop because then you have to go through them all while you're in a live. Give myself enough rope, I'll hang myself.
Yeah.
Not literally, but let's see. Silliest thing ever.
It was good to see Carol tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. That's actually two surprises tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I'm just going to share the entire screen.
Okay.
That way we'll just circumvent everything. There we go.
Yep.
So that's my garden. I've been outlining it in rocks today.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay,
Yep.
I can't tell because it actually what it does is it covers up StreamYard.
Yeah.
Let's see now. And it's funny because now it's covering the controls for. That's where I started on it, so it's not. There we go.
Right on.
Yeah. There's a lot of color in my yard now. It's starting to really look nice. Let's see. Stop sharing. Hello, stop sharing. I want to be greedy now and stop sharing.
Mhm.
Still doing it. Little
That's odd.
bastard.
There we go.
The
Okay.
little bastard.
hmm
Uh yeah. My first choice was going to be directly behind the house, and then we tried to till it, and it was so hard and so rocky. And then Kentucky Goblin was like, "Well, you want to try over by the driveway?" And I said, "No, we have to be careful because my fiber internet runs next to that, and it's not very deep." Well, he mowed there to expose the ground, and I said, "Yeah, right there." And they had not buried all the cable. There was like a foot of that cable sticking up out of the ground. So I
Oh,
had to dig out a trench and stick it down in the hole
yeah.
because I was afraid somebody would trip over it. And then we just said, okay, what about the top of the hill here? Because I have a front yard and a backyard and a side yard. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's put it up there at the top of the hill. It was rocky, but not as bad as right behind the house. So it worked out, but it took me a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours to clear a lot of rocks out of there. Some of the rocks were huge. I don't want to say as big as your head. That would be an exaggeration. But that one rock I pulled out was as big as a clothing iron. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I kid you not. The thing was huge. It left a gaping hole where I pulled it out. So I had to fill that in with dirt. But it was rich soil, so
I hope everything grows. I hope it
yeah,
does
I
well.
do too. I'm worried about the rocks I can't see. That's what's got me worried.
hmm Well, I could imagine, Gear, what kind of neighbors you'd have in Section 8
Oh yeah,
apartment. Oh, Lord, that'd be
yeah.
awful.
I've lived in them too. They were not fun. Everyone knew your business,
Oh, boy.
and if
Yeah.
they didn't know your business, they made it up because they evidently had nothing else to do except sit and talk about people, whether it was right or not.
Yeah.
I didn't have the most I didn't have the fanciest car. In fact, I had a nice. I mean, it was in good shape. It was fairly new still. It was a Cavalier back when they first started coming out, and somebody keyed it. Oh God, I was mad.
Nice. Oh,
I
that's
didn't bother
nice.
nobody. That's what I couldn't figure out. Me and my wife didn't bother anyone, but it was just like, hey, I guess they just thought, hey, I want to be a jerk, and hey, whose car can I key up?
Yeah.
So there was like a white, stripe going down the side of my car. Luckily, my wife at the time, her dad was working at the car lot we bought the car from, and they touched it up and like, don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
that's a good deal. Yeah.
But I was still mad because management wouldn't do anything about it. Like we stuck it out for a little bit longer, and then finally we said we're out of here. We packed up, moved out, and handed the keys in one day, and the woman she got irate with us, and I said, no, our contract clearly says that we can leave at any time. And I said, you all are not taking care of the problems around here, and I don't feel safe raising my kid here, so we're going.
Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, we kind of ran into the same situation. The last place where rental house was, they had built a whole bunch of expensive apartments that were target for single women and stuff. It was all fenced in and secured and cameras and key locks and all kinds of stuff. So, and the houses we lived in were built back in the 90s or something, and we were kind of pushed aside and forgotten, you know.
Yeah.
So it would take forever to get anything repaired inside the place, and it was just like, oh man, let's just get out of here. Yeah, I want to, when the money comes around, I want to replace some of the fencing and then put up a small fence in the front yard. I looked into the legalities of trespassing.
Mhm.
There's trespassing, then there's burglary. And at least with the laws here, if you got a sign up that says private property, no trespassing, that you could have them. They just write out a citation for trespassing, and it's really nothing. But if you have a fence of some kind and they come through the fence by one means or another and then it goes from trespassing to burglary,
Yeah.
and that will get them cuffed and stuffed, because burglary's a higher charge. Not sure if it's a felony or not.
Kentucky has a similar law
Yeah. Hmm.
that if you have to cross any kind of a barrier to get onto my property, then you are trespassing. And then
Yeah. Hmm.
um, it also becomes more severe if you keep doing it,
Yeah.
which I think it becomes a misdemeanor. And then if you keep repeating, then it becomes a felony.
Felony. Uh-huh. That's why that stalker I had for a long time, he was free and clear to do whatever he wanted to. Walk up, look through our windows at any time, and leaving weird shit laying around the house. What a fucking pervert, man. God, what a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I've got cameras all over the front of the house. Same with motion sensor lights, to keep that guy away, because stalkers don't stop. But so far, we'll see. And I've got, that's one of the reasons why I want to put up a fence, because of him, you know. So that increases my options. If he commits the act of burglary, according to one of our county sheriffs, trespassing, even with a sign, don't touch him. Don't do nothing to him. Trespassing and then going across a fence, that's burglary. Then you can rough them up. You can beat the crap out of them, and police will come and pick them up off the ground and cuff them and take them away. But still you got to be real careful about that kind of stuff. But I don't know what happened with that freak. I hope I never ever get anywhere near that thing again.
Hey, I'm trying to talk to you. My mic's muted. Let's pray you never have to go through that again.
Man, I don't deserve that shit.
Tennessee, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Google took theirs down or not, but there's a link shortener. I know Google has one, or did have one. I don't know. I haven't used it for a while because I have a plugin on Chrome that does shortens the URL.
Well, I'm gonna bounce off, Barry. I think might still be awake in the kitchen there. She took a long nap, so I'll go give her a little attention.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you're hanging up here with some old guy when you could be over there with that gorgeous woman.
Yep, I'll be with her in a minute. So thanks for having me up, Barry. Take care,
All right.
everybody.
God bless you,
Peace.
Bob. We'll see you.
You too. Peace out.
And then there was one. Yeah, I live in 12 miles from most everything, and I don't know. I like it because I don't really care for the crowds and the big city and all that. And it's nice to visit, but then it's nice to be able to turn around and come home. Not only that, but have you tried to get away with a bonfire in the city? Boy, these people get mad. Yeah, if I could do that, of course, yeah, nobody even thinks twice about it, really, if you're shooting a gun in the middle of the night, because they'll ask you about it the next day unless they see blue lights. But yeah, I tell you what, though, if I could live a little further away from the roads, I'd be even happier. No, I think I'm gonna cut it off here in a few minutes. I'm yawning a lot. I still got more to do tomorrow. Yeah, I got some big guns down this road. Yeah, I mean, I want to at least be able to kind of see my next neighbor. I think my best um, my best example is back when I was in foster care and I lived in a small town called Hemet, California, and our neighbors were we were separated by cornfields, and I mean like quarter. It seemed like quarter mile long cornfields before you got to your neighbor. And back then I didn't like it, but now it's something that would look really good to me right now. You know, of course, I don't think I'd want to be, excuse me, separated by cornfield. I think I'd rather have some woods between us. Kind of where I live now, woods and mountains and stuff, but not so bad that I have to take a long trek across the tundra to get to the closest store. I certainly would like to. What in the world is that cat doing? What's in that room? Okay. Yeah, I don't get me wrong, folks. I love people. I like meeting new friends and whatnot, but I don't really care for being as exposed as I am here. Even though I'm in a valley and everything, is still have neighbors that are a bit close, and it's just the way I am. I like to have people pull up and say, I haven't seen you in a while, come and visit for a while, but yeah, I want them to have to work for it, I guess. And I'm in a situation too. There's a very, very good possibility that not too long down the road, I may have to, pack it up and move from this place, and that's going to break my heart. But it's something that's always on my mind because the landlord's not always going to be here. He's 70 something years old, and hasn't really maintained the property as well as he should have. And there's several legal issues and things that are going on. And it's always on my mind because one day I may have to pack it up and get the heck out of Dodge because, it's just poor management, basically, is what it comes down to. Which would mean that I would have to get rid of a few of the cats. And I've already downsized what I own. I could downsize this a little bit more. I'd be happy in like a tiny home or like Homestead Aquarius in an RV or a cabin like TN. I mean, I'm just like that. The older I get, the more I want to be away from everything, and still have civilization within reasonable reach. Not so much at my front door. Yeah, old ways. There's a new thing out. I guess it's not really that new, but you take a semi-automatic rifle, turn it into an automatic. So it basically resets your trigger, so you can turn certain rifles into basically a machine gun. It's becoming a yeah. I don't, and that's that. I actually thought we were on an agreement. I thought I was going to be able to buy the lot that I'm on, but he's not. He's really not as serious as he acted. So I'm not going to be able to buy this, unfortunately. Yeah. And I've owned a home before in the past in another town that's here in Kentucky, and it was just it was a good feeling, especially when we made that last payment. But again, that was right in. I mean, just people are just like right up against you. You would be surprised here in the country how close some homes are, and what small, tiny little pieces of land they'll stick a home on. Verna, I hope you're having a good day over there. I hope it's not too hot. Really, really appreciate you showing up in my life. That's awesome. Just sharing the love back. I know I've been to her lives several times. People, if you don't, if you're not familiar with Verna Cordon's channel, you want to look her up on Facebook, or I'll drop the link here in just a minute. she's an incredible young woman, and she lives in a incredible country. And I'm not saying that just because she's cute. Well, maybe a little. Fast reset trigger or fart. I thought it was funny when they said FRT. This it was a video with the ATF, and they were going around confiscating them, and they said, we know you're in possession of an FRT," and I said, "Is it short for fart or what?" So part of me has not grown up, obviously. Oh man. Absolutely. Yes. The Philippines and her people are beautiful and very strong and inspirational. Yep. Absolutely. I'm learning more and more as I not just from watching Vernon's channel, but there are several out there that from that region that I'm just impressed, really. Seems like I know some of them want to be out of there, and then there's others that's a way of life for them. And I'm and myself, I guess, because of the era that I was raised in, I guess I'm not sure, but I think that has a lot to do with it. It just seemed like life was simpler back then, and that seems to be what it is over there. Of course, I could be looking at it all wrong, and Bob, you can correct me, or Vernon can correct me on that, but it just seemed like a little bit simpler way of life. Allergies are ugh. So I think I'm going to go to 2:30 and then cut it off. Um, Definitely been a long day, but a fruitful day because I did get a lot of stuff done today. One of the first channels I was subscribed to is Madadel, excuse me, a Philippines aquaponics and homestead channel. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Verna. Really appreciate it. Imagine if America was like that. Not just little pockets of it, but I mean, could you imagine if our country was like that? That's an amazing. That's an amazing snack, honestly. Yeah, yeah, there it is. It's you know, she's gonna fatten you up, Bob. But it's all cooked with love because Bob has told us that it was cooked with love. So I wonder if tomorrow night's going to be as cool as it is tonight. It's the only reason I didn't do the live outside. I wanted to get a fire going out there, and I was just going to do the live from out there. But it just man, that breeze and that cool air was it's not cool air. It's cold actually. It feels like early fall. So that kind of turned me off from doing a live outside. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, absolutely always. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm I'm all American. I always support my country. It's just I don't like the corruption I see. And when I say corruption, I don't just mean, political wise. I mean just everything that seems has been touched by corruption in some way or form. 45. Are you kidding me? I can't get the app to come up on the laptop right now. So let's see if it will come up on my phone. And of course, it's always the last icon on the phone the one you overlook. Currently 52 degrees Fahrenheit here. By 4 a.m., it will be 50 degrees tonight. Let's see, daily. So Monday will be 78 degrees, partly cloudy. Overnight temperature of 57. Tuesday, 80, overnight temperature 53. 80 again for Wednesday and 52 overnight. So, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Thursday, mostly sunny, 74 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. Yeah. Winter's just trying to hold on, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I never unless temperatures like 20 or below, I usually like it a little bit cool in the room anyway. I can't sleep when it's too hot. So a lot of times my heat I'll get a good fire going, but it won't be, outrageous. It won't be so hot that you can't breathe. Because I do like to have that coolness when I sleep. It's got to be dark. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what it, well, yeah, 80 degrees to 74 degrees, 60. Well, trying to read it without my glasses. Yeah, okay. 80s to 70s, like mid 70s. What was it last week? We got up to 78 to 79. I think one day we reached 80. And of course, I had to be working out in the yard at the time. It wasn't even 5 minutes. I was out there sweating. Take lots of breaks and drink lots of water. Uh, 80% humidity here right now, old ways. 52 degrees with 80% humidity. Oh, wow. Man, Mother Nature's off the hook this year. Yeah, my tolerance for heat and cold is starting to. It's like a bubble now. At a certain point, I'm too cold, and at a certain point, I'm too hot, and it's starting to shrink to a point where it's okay in the 70s, maybe 80. Anything colder than 32 degrees, I have problems, which I've always had problems with the cold, extreme cold. That's got to do with some health issues. And as I get older, I'm 56 now, so I'm starting that little bubble of perfect temperature for me is starting to shrink down to just this little wide, not as wide area of temperatures that I'm comfortable in. Adrian's Sport and Karaoke channel. Good evening to you. And thank you, Vernon, for sending people here. I really appreciate your support. You are awesome. Ah, okay. It's raining there now. Yeah, Vernon's been getting some rain here lately. Yeah, yeah, Homestead Aquarius. That's the way it is. It's just that's awesome. Without giving too much information, Adrian, where are you in the world? Yeah, yeah, it's man, that sounds good. You know, Adrian, just the smile alone should be selling. You know, I believe that just helps. That helps her sell. Just that smile alone that Verna has is enough to get anyone to want to buy. Perth, Australia. Yeah, cool. Ouch, you had a tooth pulled? Yeah, been there. And then I had one pulled a while back, and then actually it was my wisdom teeth, and then I got a dry socket in one. You talk about some pain, boy. I was I was in tears. We're winding down. It's 2:31. I went a little bit over because the chat is alive right now, and I'm gonna cut it off in a couple of minutes, folks, and really really appreciate it. It's been a great night, great live for sure. And I love seeing new faces in here, and I appreciate you, Verna, once again for bringing people in, including yourself. It's awesome. So just to let you know in chat too. Um, Jay, when you go to type in one of those shortcut keys pop up. Okay, so I wrote that to Verna there. Just I know she's having a hard time hearing over the city noise, but yeah, you guys have been great. Chat's been great. The conversation has been awesome, and I couldn't ask for a better night. So with that, I'm going to end the broadcast, but do appreciate you, and remember to share each other out, watch each other's videos, and subscribe to somebody new that you haven't seen yet. Yeah, that may be my next step myself, TN, sure enough. All right, folks. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for a great live, and we'll do it again next Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Good night, Verna. Good night, Adrian, Tennessee Bushcrafter, Homestead Aquarius, Old Ways. We've got, let's see who else here was Bob 942 was in here. Carol was in here from South Florida Sunshine. All right, everybody. Good night. Stay safe.